Almost. No.
Hello and welcome. My name is Westwind Wolf. I'm going to bring up Grandfather Alex Jackson of Thunderbird to have our opening blessing.
First, I'll explain to you. Could you hear me there? Am I on? At gatherings like this, you hear an Indian or a Native American come up and talk to his grandfather. It's not an insult to Christianity. We respect their religion. And in Indian culture, there are many tribes and many ways of saying, the Great Spirit protect us. And in my language, there are chiefs, high chiefs, and sub-chiefs. Tekian Kawu is interpreted as Chief of Chiefs, Most Highest Chief. I will now ask the and we never pray to God. We pray to our grandparents that passed before us. Little children are reincarnated grandparents that left before us. So now I pray to Keon Kawu. We are here gathered together to pay tribute to a fallen carver who did not leave of his own will or illness. He was shot down in the prime of his life as a carver. We hope you welcome him into your fold as we do miss him terribly now. Katsul Tawaj Kukuna Shishwaya Kuna Ahoy.
Thank you, Grandfather. And now we'd like to hear from the Sacred Water Drum Circle. They've been with Rick and his family since the day this happened 1 year ago today, and they've supported us at every rally and every march that we've organized on their behalf. So take it away, Sacred Water. Thank you very much. At this point, I'd like to inform you all that Seattle Police Chief Diaz made a statement which will be in the paper and released to public. And the command staff is here out of respect, but they will not be speaking with us today. We do, however, have a special guest for us from the City Council. This man stood in our drum circle at the end of our march on September 16th last year. The Sacred Water Drum Circle and community marched in the pouring rain down to City Hall, and this council member came out to meet us and hear what we had to say. So it's with my pleasure I'd like to introduce Council Member Bruce Harrell.
Thank you very much, Jay. I'm actually honored, so honored to be here. The first question we all have to ask is, well, why are we here through the eyes of a city council member? My name is Bruce Harrell. I serve on the city council. Well, this represents us at our best. We want to be known as a city for compassion, a city of love. Now those words sound sort of funny coming from a politician, because we never talk about those concepts. We never talk about what motivates a person to go into office, what motivates politicians. The people that are here this afternoon, and you look so beautiful, I must say, all around us. You are so beautiful because you are motivated by love. Now, many people will say, let's talk about Mr. Williams. Many people will know that. Many critics will say, well, come on, Mr. Harrell, he had a few issues with the law. He was not a rich, wealthy person. He was not a model of what we will call traditional success. And what I will say is, he was loved. He was loved by Ida Edward, his mother. As much as any mother could love a son, she loved him. He's loved by a brother in Rick Williams. As much as any brother could love a brother, he was loved. He was loved by a community that will come and celebrate the tradition of the original people on their land. So we would say that's the truth as well. Those are the truths as well, and it is self-evident. Our country was founded, as you well know, in fact, let me read these words. You've heard them over and over, and I don't want to slaughter them. I got a long speech for you, so you never have to worry about me. I come out with little pieces of paper. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Jonn Williams had a right to life. He had a right to liberty. He had the right to pursue happiness as much as you and me. So a year later, and a year from today, we will continue to celebrate his life. I say again that this represents the best in Seattle. We will be known as a city for compassion, for love, for how we care about all of our people. He had a right, and we don't. And it's very important to know that we do have the Seattle Police Department representatives. We have the mayor's office here. I'm not the only person here from the city of Seattle. That the mayor, the city council, our Seattle Police Department, trust me when I say this, they understand this. They understand that in his death, we will become a better city. And I will tell the original people, the original brothers and sisters, thank you for being motivated by passion, by love, by unity, and by spirit, because all of us will learn from you, and we will carry Jonn Williams' name up high as we move forward in all what we do. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Councilman. Sacred Water, give us another song, please. Thank you. Welcome, all of you here today. We're blessed by many elders. And the mayor has showed up. Mayor Mike McGinn, thank you for being here. He also gave us audience that day we marched on City Hall. He brought us up to his conference room and heard our list of questions that we wanted answered in any inquest or any investigation, and he's worked towards finding some of those answers. Today is a daily celebration. Rick and his family are forever grateful for your support, and I raise my hands to you, and you truly uplift us and give us great joy. This is the one-year anniversary of John's passing. John has completed his journey. Today he joins his ancestors and all our relations who have gone before him with the Creator. At this time, I'd like to bring up our honor song and our traditional dance. Kevin Paul is here to give us a song, an honor song, and then we'll have Nick Lakota in traditional dance do a dance and a traditional song following him.
ACF Siyasan, Walechub from Swinomish, Laconnor, Washington. It's a proud day to be here for the honoring. I would just like to thank you for taking time out of your day to be here to honor. When we leave, I would like to share some words with you from our families back at Swinomish, the late Tisaluk. He shared these words: loving, caring, and sharing. Those are the words we use for our canoe journey. Those are the words I want to use today for you people. Finding it in your hearts to be here. The curiosity that you have, the prayer that you have. I would like to share one verse of healing and two verses for our traditional dancer. Next song, we're going to bring out our traditional dancer. And this song I'm going to use is from my father, Harold Belmont. I want to share this song.
Da
Thank you so much. And thanks to those who joined in on that song. That was wonderful. We're coming up on our only deadline for today. At 4:12, we'll mark the minute that John passed away. And I've got that in about 4 minutes from now, maybe less. Okay. So then I would like to say a few words of some words that Rick wanted me to share with you today, and I'll work in that between songs so you don't have to listen to me speak for too long of a time. But Jonn T Williams, a brother, an uncle, a friend, a mentor, a 7th generation master carver from the First Nations. That's who we honor today. We honor him and his memory, and honor his brothers and families who've labored for many, many hours over the last several months to carve these beautiful poles. Most people remember John as a gifted carver. His family would tell you that he was the most gifted of all of them. John was friendly, always willing to talk to you. He would set aside his work, closing his knife first, before turning his gaze to look at you and speak to you. He was always quick with a smile, telling jokes and getting you to laugh with him, as he truly believed that laughing was good medicine. And that's... Thank you. John and his family, Rick, Eric, and other First Nation carvers and other carvers earned their living carving on a park bench, carving miniature totem poles, and selling them to whoever they could. They all grew up around Victor Steinbuck Park here at Pike Place Market. That's where their family sold their carvings, and that's where they tried to make a living. Of course, as you can imagine, selling from a park bench does not often get the value out of that carving that one would want. So it's a hard living. And living and selling your wares on the street is how they lived. Regular jobs did not suit them. What suited them was to do what they were taught by their grandfather. To do what was in their heart. To carve totem poles, walking sticks, some did paddles, and other things. Oh, how's my time, Mary Alice? Half a minute. Like I said, the only time the clock matters is at 4:12, and so we could start now with our moment of silence. Please, everyone, say a prayer in your mind and wish the family well. And if you can, please rise. Please join hands. And I'm going to step away to Mike so I can join hands with somebody. Thank you. And now I'd like to bring up our elder Keith Johnson Sr., an eagle drum.
I'd like to call all the Alaskan people, if you're here, if you can come up. Alaskan people. Earlier, I was told to ask for the Kakwantongs, which I'm a part of. But I don't think it's appropriate for all of the Alaskan people to come here. I'm going to share a song. The reason I'm asking the Alaskan people to come forward, we were up in TWilliams, Swinomish, for the canoers. And we had, the Alaskan people were singing. And we had Lily, I believe was her name, Williams family, come up, and we did the song, and we did a song for them, and it's called "Ooh, Wiping of the Tears." And I'm not here by myself, but I'm here, as you can see, all the Alaskan people coming forward to say what we echoed up there, that the Williams family are not alone. And so this song, I'm going to share the story. It goes at the Carpentine song, entry song. During the battle, the Tlingit people were kidnapped. So the family made smoked salmon, fish, and they put it in canoes. And they went and tried to give it to the family to get their family back. And they refused. So the next year they made double the amount. They made regalia and stuff, and they were giving it to the family. They refused to give them up. The third year, the family got together. They decided, well, they're gonna get their family members back. So what they did, they took their regalia, turned it inside out. They painted the face with black, which was saying that they were grieving. And this song, they used it as an entry song, an exit song. And so to the Williams family, our prayer is that this day will be lightened. This song will take that healing away. I don't do it by myself, but I do it for all of us. I know our hearts are heavy, but we always say in our language, Ishende Kawaha. We know that feeling. We all suffer the same. And so this song, I do it in honor of our brother Jonn T Williams. To all the youth, Ayakwan, take care. So it's Yaha E Yaha E Yaha E Yaha E Ho ha ho ha ha E Ho ha ho ha ha E Yaha E Yaha E Yaha E Yaha E Ho ha ho ha ha E Ho ha ho ha ha E Yaha E Yaha E Yaha E Yaha E Ho ha ho ha ha E Ho ha ho ha ha Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. All my relations. One, thank you for giving us time. When the Alaskan people do the same, we extend it to you. We pray this day that the tears are wiped away. You're not alone. Gonna chase. Thank you. And thank you, Mary Alex Knox, for loaning me your drum. Thank you, Alaskan people, for coming forward. Mary.
Now put me, Sacred Waters, drum circle. Mandu we go. Thank you. The Creator is good. Blessed you with wonderful voices. Now we have another special guest with us today. One of our leading elders, longtime spokesman for Native issues in this state. We are extra blessed for him to be here today. He has been ailing over the last year. I'd like to introduce our elder, Harold Belmont.
As I come down the steps today, I was greeted by one of my Lakota relatives. I want to say, Lilawashte, Hechito Pimailo. I see Grandpa Alex over there. I told Alex, Grandpa, I love you. I love you. Those of us that have been around here since 1942, Grandpa, I want you to know that I'm a spiritual orphan. All of those ones that helped me 50, 60 years ago, they're gone. But this Lakota woman, and I'll tell you, when we struggle, we need the power of the Grandmother Moon, the givers of life, the first teachers. I'm talking about the woman folk. I'd like to ask my little sister, Black Bear, come here and stand with my sister, my grandchildren, my relatives. If there's any other Lakota people, you're welcome to stand with us, join with us. My Sundance chief, his name is Wilmer Mestis. We call him Stampede. From Red Shirt Table over in South Dakota. You've heard this story before, but like my friend, I've heard his story time and time again, and he always tells me, just prepare to hear it again, Harold. Some of the songs that we sing, we'll ask you not to take pictures, we'll ask you not to record. These are things that bring the sacredness to these poles, the spirit of these poles. So I get very uncomfortable when I see all these cameras here. So I'll ask you, at least during this time, put away them cameras and dwell on 3 questions. I'd like to ask my son, he should be standing here. Where are you, son? I remember when he used to have that Tupperware boat up at Swinomish. Boy, you guys better get come stand with me, son. Because we never stand alone. We never stand alone. The old man said, look at the mountains, and the mountains is a symbol of our faith, and our faith is made in many different ways. My mother was Dora Silver from Songhees. That's a place. She's Lakonan, from Lakoman. She was a shaker. And so I learned to love those ways, just like I heard my brother say. We can have a great respect for those that have something that's different. We don't have to say one is right or one is wrong. All we have to say is things are different. There's another man that's inspirational in my life. And Vernon, I want you to come stand with me. I don't know if you know the strength that you've given to this community, starting from the time of the occupation and the takeover of Ampa'owi, the Daybreak Star. It takes information, it takes documentation, and it takes the time and the effort to get along with these things here. And he must be related to this guy here, because they got them same scary looking, they look like war material to me. They look like intrusions to me. You want to see me again, you come up to my house, sit down and have coffee, sit down and have some bannock. But those things there, they stink. Did my Lakota sister, are there any other Lakota you saw over there? You know how them Lakota are. Oh boy, if you leave them out, they're going to pout. Where do you come from? Eagle Butte. Pine Ridge. Oh, Nellie Red Owl, Lizzie Little Boy, Sarah Thunderhawk. Those are my aunties. And they come out here with Lorelei Means and Madonna Gilbert, and they kick the tail of all you guys that think you're big and strong and tough. And they're doing it today. And you know that them girls are old today. And they still out there kicking butt. But my son, he said, if you sing this song, and it's not customary to sing that song in a mixed category or mixed group of family, and I look at all of you as my family, the red man, the white man, the black man, the yellow man, the red woman, the black woman, the white woman. What did I leave out of that 4 colors? Red, white, black, and yellow. When we can get over the colors, we'll find out that that is a human family. It's a human family. But when in a time of struggle at the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in Ogallala, when our elders were being shot at by the government, a lot of our people died at a place called Wounded Knee. And so when that song is asked for, if it's asked in a good way, I say, well, we could sing that song. How appropriate it might be, I don't know. My name, that young man, what's that young man's name? In my Cree language, Estamate, which means get over here. My name is Ikchewe Shasha. I'm a plain, simple man. I'm a helper. I'm a worker. You got a native name? Tell me, please.
Wambliwa Akita Hoksila.
And what does that mean?
Eagle watches over him.
Okay, I want you to come stand over here on this man's side, because if you stay over here, I'm going to get you a skirt. The men don't belong on that side. You belong on this side over here. Make your way over there, please. Buksapot, hokahe, Toscani. Okay, napi, sukapi. Yeah, we're talking your language. They call them Blackfeet, but there's no such thing as Blackfeet. Seems like the Europeans come here and they called us all kind of names and they don't know what the heck they're talking about. Don't you dare call my relatives Blackfeet. You're Picani. And for thousands of years they walked this Mother Earth as Picani. Sukate. So we'll go ahead and honor these words because my son laid the words on the floor. And we want you to accept those words because they come from my son, not only as a thank you, but as a spiritual gift. And they're going to lay on the ground. And if you want them, you take them home and put them in your pocket. And if there are things that you agree with, then them words become yours to keep. But if something is said that you don't quite accept or don't quite understand, then just take them words and lay them back to the Mother Earth and go down the road, because we're not here to tell you what you have to do or what it has to be, because as we look around, we begin to see at the teaching of our elders, there's more about us that's alike than that's different. I haven't been able to go to the sacred canoe journey for the last 3 years, but we know that the journey has brought a lot of our people together, and so that when we gather like this, we want to respect each and every one of you as a member of our family. And it's made by generation. If you're a grandma to one is a grandma to all. And so that you become our grandma. Where's that little baby girl? Don't smile. I told you, don't smile. Come on, don't even smile. They told me she don't smile. Oh, you're going to cost me more than 2 quarters. But we're going to go ahead and if you got your drum, we're going to sing the, some people call it the AIM song. I choose to call it the American Indian National Anthem. And for those of you that are Canadian from that side, we want you to know that there's a song too that they sang when they marched on the DIA office in Vancouver. And that's a song they sang as they marched on foot back to Ottawa to shake their fist at the Queen, to talk about how struggles were going on and how that we are the solution to those struggles that are hurting us. We are the solution to those struggles that are separating us. And this is a song. It's a song that should help us understand, not so much in understanding, but in feeling. Grief is something that our human family has all experienced. Give it to my daughter. We need each other, and we don't even know how much we need each other. I don't know about this guy named Harold from Garfield High School. I came out of Garfield High School, and we were cool in those days when, this guy, he looks like the mayor. Oh, excuse me, Mayor, I didn't mean to say it that way. Just kidding, just kidding. I know. But there's so much that can be said. But one of the things that we do is we deal with the feelings. And the feelings that we have is that I'll share words with you in closing that come from our people of a place that they call Alkali Lake. And in the place called Alkali Lake, the community had come to about 99% time of pain and suffering and death. And they got together and they began to talk about a change and a healing. And this is what the family has talked about from the beginning. Healing. Healing. That's what this day was dedicated to, as a continuation of the time of healing. And the people of Alkali Lake, they would say it to you this way: the hurt of one is the hurt of all, and the honor of one is the honor of all. So that as we gather in this manner, it could be those of us that have the privilege to stand in front of you and share a few humble words, or it could be that beautiful little girl here that ain't going to smile. I said, don't smile, girl. Hey, golly, I love you. And every one of you here, I love. Now, that's easy to say because in my language, I'm talking to that boss upstairs. I want you to know that that's where I want to look to, the guidance that I have. I want to respect this drum. I want to respect this, the children and the grandmas. Some of these guys that take pictures, I saw a guy go sit in front of grandma. I was going to put my foot in his ass too. Whenever you see the grandmas sitting there, that's sacred ground. Our grandmothers, a grandmother to one is a grandmother to all. And so don't come up here and be putting that way with my grandma. Because we need each other, and we don't even know how much we need each other. So we'll leave you with a song. I know that when we were getting our heads split open over there in Fort Lawton, Bernie Whitebear, he'd go and find Frank Mosquito, or Glen Eagle speaker, and say, you got to bring them drums over here because them cops going to be over here beating our heads out, and they got the army and they're going to be beating our heads out. And sure enough, that's what cops did, and that's what the army did. And you guys remember the grandma, the little grandma, Mom, what was that little grandma's name? No, our AIM grandma here. She climbed over the fence there, and she sat in a tree all night because she wasn't going to let none of them cops beat her up. She wasn't going to let none of them cops whip on her head. But that little grandma, she stood there because we need the presence and the love and the strength of our grandmothers, because it'll begin to bring balance and harmony to the hurt that we carry, to the shame that we live, and to the needs that we have. And so that this song here is one that was given to me by Marvin Stevens by way of the grandmothers from the Warm Springs Indian Reservation. And so that whenever I see you grandmas, I want you to know I love you. But it's easy to love if you know our Maker. Ella Aquino. Oh, man. Yeah, she's going to come back and haunt me now. But I'm going to have a burning. I'm going to put some adobo and some rice in that fire. You know, because we know how to take care of the spirit of the dead. And dead, did I say dead? There is no death. There is but a changing of worlds. Drummers, you're welcome to come forward. If I see all them hand drums, I want to respect those drums. To my Alaska natives, I want to say, Gunash Chish! If you know this song, help us out. If you can catch this song, help us out. If you don't know it, fake it till you make it. Lip sync, just like Nilly Vanilli. The old running bear always used to tell me, could be a hand drum, it could be a big drum, but that drum is our grandfather, that drum is our teacher, that drum is our helper. And so to all of those that came here with them drums, particularly come from the sacred journeys, it was over 100 years when we never had canoes on this water. There were tribes here in the Northwest that didn't know how to make canoe. There were tribes here that didn't know the family songs to go out there and take that canoe out on its journey. But the elders came forward and began to take us by the hand and teach us and to help us and to acknowledge. The closing words I'll share with you is from a man by the name of Thomas Banyaka. He was the interpreter for the Hopi prophecies. Kianaskatsi, 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 life out of balance, a time of turmoil. And he would say, that's how things are today. But when you have gatherings like this, we can begin to look at that journey down the road, and we begin to put our mind as one mind, our heart as one heart, that we might begin walking ahead, that we might be able to bring an essence of encouragement, an essence of edification, an essence of understanding how the needs exist in our lives and the needs of our neighbor. And so there is so much that I'm grateful for, and I know that many of us, I'll play with you, Kevin. Ask me what kind of Indian I am.
What kind of Indian are you?
Urban. Ask me what tribe.
What tribe are you from?
Beacon Hill. In 1889, the laws were passed that forbid our language, our song, our dances, and our ceremonies. And the language of the law says, you natives are heathens, pagans, and savages, and you need to be civilized and you need to be Christianized. And they came to my reservation over here, the Suquamish, where my grandfather's buried. My grandmother, my mother, my dad, my aunts, my uncles. And they took the kids away like dogs and brought them to boarding schools. And they deloused them and cut their hair, and they began to teach them those things they thought were important to the Catholic Church, or to the Church's teachings that they were boarded out to for a number of years. That was in 1889, and that wasn't changed until August 11th, 1978, Public Law 95-341, the American Indian Religious Freedom Act. So today, many of us have to find out who we are. And I look around, and that's why I want to have a great amount of esteem for my brother, Alex Jackson, because whenever we needed help, all he had to do was to sit here, and you could feel that spirit that he gave you that was one of encouragement, one of uplifting. And so we say, keep up the good work, and this is just the beginning, because we have had this experience of pain and suffering since 1492. Christopher who? Well, we won't even go there. Thank you. Hach Kashiam.
Thank you, Grandfather. As always, your words and your songs uplift us. Aho. At this time, I'd like to introduce the attorneys who stood and represented Rick Williams and family through the turmoil of the inquest and all the proceedings that have gone on behind the scenes. They're the law firm of McDonald, Hogue, and Bayless. And with us we have attorney Andrea Brennicke, and Tim Ford. You're in the crowd. Oh, here he comes. Tim Ford, and we're very grateful for these folks, for the work that they've done. They helped secure a endowment for the family that went to their mother. The city paid $1.5 million is going to Rick's mother and John's mother to help pay for her the remainder of her life. We also are grateful for them because they've really stepped up. Not only did they represent the Williams family with honor, but they did it without profit. They have also stepped up and started the donation process for these totem poles to stand in the city with a $25,000 endowment towards that effort. And we are very grateful. Thank you so much. Alrighty. Thank you so much. At this time, I think it's time to bless these poles. What do you think, Rick? Okay, so we're going to need some help, and certainly all of you being here is a blessing. Your voices, your songs, your spirit, that part of the Creator in you that you bring here is a blessing. So if we could have the Sacred Water Drum Circle give us a blessing song. And Rick, I'd like the family to come up here and join us so you could recognize who they are. Let's see. Older brother Rick Williams, younger brother Eric Williams, sister Barb Williams, Rick's daughters Nellie and Adair. Behind them stands Connie Sue and Danny Martin also spent many hours with the family carving. And let's bring up the boys. We have Hawkman here and Eagle Son. Step on up there, kids. Eagle Son in particular has spent a lot of time here in charge of painting these poles. His father has blessed him with that responsibility. There are many other carvers who are present here that helped with this process. Dennis Underwood. I saw him earlier. Dina Garland has helped out tremendously. Who else is here? Vicente, Mary Alice, raise your hand. Miguel, Paul Williams, nephew. And his little one, is it Paul as well? Paul Jr. We'd like to thank Anwar, Michelle, Steve, Dave, a couple of Steves. Step on up. Dave's busy. He's taking photos. That's what he does. It's been a beautiful photo essay of this carving, and one day we'll put together a web page that'll tell the story. And many people have traveled from all over the world, have put their hands to this work. Rick has graciously asked them for their help and their efforts. He's had school buses of kids come here and gave them all sandpaper so they could smooth out this wood, get it ready for paint. He even let me handle his knife. But he only gave me a little square portion, so I couldn't goof up too much. But I was very honored. At this time, we'd like an elder or someone come forward. Rick, you going to do it? How many think Rick should come and bless this pole? Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. Okay, if we could get the Sacred Drum Circle to follow him as he does his blessing with a blessing song, that would be wonderful. Do you need a mic? He's got a lighter. Needs to light his sage.
Need a singer.
You want the... Can I have one singer to follow over here and follow Rick, please? At this time, I'd like to invite up Andy James, tribal policeman and veteran, to sing a song that he wishes to offer here. And the next we will have to come up because we have a gift for all of you from the Williams family. So please hang out, and then after that we'll have a kickoff. And I don't want to put a time ending on this event because I know I would like to open the mic to those who knew Jonn and had some words and stories to tell of Jonn at the end here. So so please hang out and share your thoughts. Thank you.
Beloved elders, dear ones, as you heard, excuse me, I'm Lagasius. My great-grandfather's name from Snoqualmie. I'm Native American. Enrolled to TWilliams by the United States government. I'm also a United States Marine by choice. As you also heard, I'm a TWilliams tribal police officer. I follow in the footsteps of my grandfather, Jonn E. James, Snoqualmie, TWilliams. I've been told by my elders back home that he was one of the first tribal police officers walking in TWilliams. And I see I have a beloved elder from Warm Springs. That's where I started working when I come home. I sang my song over here at the polls earlier for the brothers, the ones carrying on the tradition of love. I also carry a pole the beloved brother Rick presented to me over on the sock. The Sock-Swaddle powwow. I'd met him there. I'd attended the circle, the wash. Now sitting, I was down in the front and I was looking back up on the cement benches. I was watching. And I noticed that he was using a knife, a regular pocket knife, and I was watching. After bed, I told my wife, I put my hand on hers and I told her, I'm going up and get nosy. And I usually tell her that I'm going to go get nosy. Or I'm going to go get in the way. Getting in the way or getting nosy, and the elders will tell me either get out of the way or here. But I told her this time I'm going to get nosy, because I'm not going to get in the way. I only make knives. But even doing that, I cut myself. So that's why I told her I'm just going to get nosy. I'm not going to get in the way. I get in his way and he's going to hand me that knife and I'm going to come up with my blood on it. I've shed enough. So my dear ones, when I told you that I'm a police officer, when I stood and took my oath, I also prayed that I would not have to shed blood on the homeland. I started overseas to do that. And an elder over in Yakima Valley brought me home. He come to me and I went to him. My uncle, who passed a year ago now, took me to him out in White Swan. You know, I was in the world. I stand before you as well, my beloved, as an alcoholic. But there, for the grace of God, I celebrate. I'm walking into 35 years of sobriety, but I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging, my dear ones. I praise and thank our Creator for each and every day. For each and every time I can witness the circle and our sacred canoe journey. I was in Oregon when they paddled to Seattle, and I prayed for them. But as I said, when I took my oath, I prayed. Each and every day I pray that I won't have to draw that sidearm to shed blood on the on my Mother Earth. I wasn't sure, I wasn't expecting to be called as a speaker. And even if I was, I'm never sure what I'm going to say. I prayed I sat there at the pole. I sang the song for the brothers. And I brought a brother with me. Brother Cliff Phoenix sitting back here. I went and found him. He's a praying man. I asked him, come with me. And I kind of joked with him. I told him, I'm glad you're with me, because I needed a passenger. Because now I can run in the HOV lane. But I told him, I says, you know, we're going to pray. And he knew that. I was telling him in the past, you know, we just had the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall over at the traveling wall over at Swinomish. I was called to go over and bless it before they opened it. Then I was called to return to bless it before they closed it. The motorcade, the brothers, the Marines, the United States Marine Corps Motorcycle Club escorting it. And I blessed them. I used the smudge. And my elder, I used the whistle at the opening. That was bestowed upon me by our beloved brother, David Freiberg Sr. He says, you walked, you've earned it. At first, I tried to put it away, but it would come out. And this drum, I traveled to Warm Springs for a Veterans Healing Circle. And I saw this drum sitting on a table. There was a line of tables in the longhouse, the Hee Butte Longhouse. I saw it and I was walking along and I turned to ask a lady sitting at the table, can I eyeball that drum? She says, excuse me? Oh, I'm sorry, I'll talk English. Can I pick up that drum and look at it? And she says, that belongs to the man sitting down, way down the other end of the longhouse, and went and talked to him. I looked at him and said, can I eyeball your drum? I said, go ahead. So I walked and I picked it up. There was no drumstick. I stood, picked it up, and I was listening to it. And he was back there listening. And I sang a song with it. Went back to him. Didn't have a drumstick. I used my hand. I said, that's a good drum. Nice drum. Do you like it? It's a nice drum. Do you like it? He said, yes. He's come. We're walking back to that table. He picked it up and he presented it to me. I reaching for my wallet, and he said, no. That drum came to me some years ago, and I knew it's been telling me, I want to go home. I want to go home. Listening to you and listening before you started singing your song, I heard it happy. It's happy. It was telling me, I'm going home. I'm going home. So he come and he said, now, he's going home. There's a young brother over there at Warm Springs. Slim, Picard, skipper of the Warm Springs canoe. He was ailing in health when the canoe arrived, when the canoe set out and made it to Macau, Nia Bay. I was touched to see that canoe family. And I told him, this year this drum will be waiting on the shore to welcome you to my home. My mother is from Swinomish. My father, big shot. Hey! From TWilliams. I told him this drum will be on shore to welcome you home, to my home. So I sang out there in the rain. I was with them. I was with their brother from Swinomish, Brother Kevin. I believe they call him Senator Paul. So I was coming up. Wasn't sure I was going to sing. I thought I did my singing over there. Sang the blessing song for the Poles and the brothers. I just wanted to share those words with you. Leave this in your heart. Yeah, I try to talk to our chief of police about retirement, but he doesn't want to listen to me. He says, "You're too valuable," he told me once. I mean, what am I doing? What could I do? I pray daily for each and every one of our young people. And I have that opportunity to do that because I'm called the transport officer now. I'm the old man of the department, and I'm thankful for that. So with that title, I go to the Snohomish County Jail. I go to the Marysville City Jail, and I pick up our young people and bring them to court. I have to go and hide when the tears fall when I look at them. I have to do it out of their sight. But then when I get my heart back in place and lined up, I talk to them. What have our elders taught you? Don't tell me they taught you this. I expect you to walk as our elders have directed us to. I'm not saying you, I'm saying us. You have a responsibility. I'm looking back at these young ones holding these children back here. I was watching them. Some of the guys may think I was just looking at girls, but I was watching them, you know, thinking, bless them, that they'll raise those little ones, that they'll help to raise those little ones, that they'll grow up healthy, strong, and righteous within our ways, the ways that we had been taught by our elders. That's what I remind our loved ones. And I tell them, you know, I have the old teaching. I may be wearing a badge, I may be wearing a uniform, but the beloved elder Walter Sam, Skagit River, Rockport, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, he was telling me, he was talking to me, you're no better than those walking out in the world. When he told me that, I was out in the world yet. I wanted to, you know, step up and be human stupid. You know, let that pride. Well, guess what, old man? I am out in the world. But I didn't know, you know, he was telling me, you remember that. That day in Oregon, after graduating the academy down there and I was taking my oath, I remembered those words. No matter where you go, no matter what you do. And I was repeating those words instead of what the senior officer standing in front of me was saying. And no matter where I go, no matter what I do, I'm no better. And I'll pray for them. Because that's what the elders bestowed, left on my heart, left the responsibility. Takshablu. That is your assignment. Many here, I'm sure, will know and remember the words of a beloved sister, Takshablu. That is your assignment. I'm thankful for the other brothers and the sisters that come, that carry carrying them with the songs, carrying them with the drums. I love serving. I was during Vietnam, and I got my orders. I didn't know I wasn't, am I gonna touch home with my own 2 feet? Am I gonna be brought home to be laid? But I went. So I'm thankful to hear the songs and the drums. Each and every one, I thank you. Mercy, may he bless you. Each and one in a mighty way. From the eldest to the youngest. Mercy.